Yo, guys, what's going on? Coach Jamie here, and I am so excited to have you here listening to my podcast, Make Time for Your Mind with Coach Jamie, where we will be talking about all things mindset, vulnerability, personal development, ways we can become better individuals. And sometimes in that process, we'll get heavy, sometimes we'll have fun, and sometimes I will be challenging your perspective. The goal, no matter what, though, is to leave you better than you were before you tuned in. So, with that being said, let's dive in. What's going on, everybody? Thank you again for being here with me. But most importantly, thank you for choosing to make time for you. That is always my heart within these episodes, is to encourage you to disconnect from the world. And I know that, like, obviously in these podcasts, this is another distraction and another person who's feeding you information. But the intention every time I pick a topic is to encourage you that once you listen to this, to go sit in silence and to genuinely make time to think it through for yourself. I don't think I've done a good enough job of drilling that point in on each episode. So I'm saying it clear as day today. Um, that like we need to get better at sitting in silence and truly like negating the thoughts that are going through our head, because how many times when you say you're sitting with yourself or you're spending time with yourself, you actually have the TV on in the background, or even while you're driving, you at least need to be listening to an audiobook or a podcast, or you grocery shop and you even have like music on in your headphones. Like, it is super rare for us to genuinely just sit and actually like acknowledge what all it is that we're actually thinking, feeling, doing. Um, Even when we sit, I have to write about what I'm thinking. I have to be productive in what I'm doing. And I'm writing out to-do lists as I'm sitting here trying to think about what I'm thinking, like, but just truly just sitting in silence and like seeing what comes up and being curious with it. I think the whole meditation world and yoga offers that a lot. But I mean, even sometimes with that, if it's not something that you do on your own, it's still not the same as if you're going and you're doing it with a group of other people. So anyways, side note on that. I just want you to make time to truly sit with who you are, get to know yourself, think for yourself and your own perspective for a change, rather than just letting somebody else, quote unquote, influence your end results on why you think or feel a certain way. So, okay, all that said, there was a quote that I remember. Actually, I think it's an African proverb, I do believe, but I've always loved it. And I've actually said it a lot, especially within like a networking perspective or like a team building experience. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So great. Yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work. I don't have to do it alone. We can go achieve together because we believe together, and cool. I love it. I believe it. I stand for it. But as somebody who, as I've very vulnerably acknowledged in previous episodes, that I am a type A person. For those of you who do the whole Enneagram personality traits or personality types, if you will, I'm an Enneagram 8, which is known as the challenger, who views the world as weak versus strong, who is always the protector, who always takes care of everybody. So my like instinctive nature is to lead a pack. And so one thing that I have learned very much over the last few years is I love people. I'm super social. I get along with everybody. I'm energized being around people. But I didn't really realize that like I wasn't actually letting people in And I was just like thriving off the people around me, but not actually getting close to them, not actually fully creating community, not actually fully trusting and doing life with people. And there were some cool things that I've been able to learn along the way because of that, and some very cool like strengths that I gained, but it also was a very, very lonely journey. Again, surrounded by people all the time, and even the people closest to me are probably like, "What?" Like, we bond, we talk about really heavy stuff, and like we hang out regularly. And like, yeah, but no, like deep down there was always something that like still kept me disconnected. Because although I craved and I wanted that sense of community, I very much always thought that I had to do it alone. And so this bringing it back to this quote, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, to go together. I didn't necessarily, yes, in the beginning I wanted to go fast, but then realized that like that doesn't necessarily mean you're going far. And in that trying to go fast and doing it all alone, I burnt out on multiple occasions and had to pick myself up from it because I refused to like truly let other people help. So I learned that in community, that truly meant like connecting with people and growing with people, trusting people to truly be in the trenches and be in the journey with you. And I think that this comes in a few different compartments, right? Like I think one, the obvious one would be like your tribe, the people that you're doing life with, like your family, your spouse, your friends, your aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sister, your coworkers, your business partners, right? Like having those people to grow and do life with is super, super important. That was the one that I struggled with because I wouldn't truly let people in. So the way that I best found value in growing together was by investing in coaches, because it was an unbiased source who was my blind spot that could constantly call me about the things that I was doing wrong, and they could help me grow and push me to do more. So I do want to touch on that for a moment, since that's quite literally what I do, is the power of investing in yourself with an outside perspective of somebody who can lead the way with that, because it's unbiased. They don't see you on a regular basis, so they can't judge or hold you for who you are, how you show up, or who they think you are. Like, it is somebody who literally their ultimate goal is to help you grow. And so I think that that is super, super important. But even that, it can get pretty lonely, because I even would reach points where I'm like, this is pathetic. I have to pay somebody to be close with me. And it felt very, again, very, very lonely, although it helped me grow tremendously. So then on the other side, and this again, probably going to be speaking to a very few sense of audience. And when I'm speaking on this, it was harder for me to truly grow with community and like business partners, or um, center of influences, and like networking, and just even family, friends, being spouseless. Like, obviously that already is me not having a key partner in my life to grow and do life with. So that was a one that was more of like the foreign territory for me. But in the last few years, within like the gym that I work out at and the church that I go to, I have found a strong sense of community. And my, oh my, I have cried more in like the last 6 months of my life, or the last 6 months, than I have like pretty much my whole life, because I've truly just been able to soften my heart and trust people. And even if they let me down, like know that like it was better to have people to do life with. And so I want to speak on the fact that that statement is true. And I am learning that more and more every single day, that you will go further together if you have people to sit in the trenches with you on a regular basis. That you can share that type of intimacy and within like friendship of coming over, crying on my couch with me, or whatever. Um, but how I want to lump this all together is that I think that also there is power in both. Because what I have also found is that, as I kind of already started alluding to earlier, is in your community and your tribe, that comes with a sense of bias. They're going to give you advice because they potentially don't want to hurt your feelings, or it's because they see you through a specific lens. And so they don't want to see you hurting, and they want to be able to stick up and stand for you in a situation, but maybe not as open to understanding how and where you could grow in that. And so in this life, right? I guess the first question that I would want to ask is like, what are you even chasing after? I've really been on that kick this year going into 2025 is that like, if we truly want to actually aim to get somewhere, we should probably know where it is that we are currently in order to get there. And so it's like acknowledging like, where is it that I'm even wanting to go and where am I now? And why is it that I want to get to that destination? Um, and then recognize like who you want to do it with and how fast do you want to get there or how far do you want to go in reaching that goal, that thing that you're shooting for. And I think that if you would prefer to go farther rather than just experience this quick victory that wouldn't be sustained, I would almost challenge you to consider, where is it that you could have people in your life to support you to go further? Maybe if you are somebody who is addicted to leading and pouring in and investing in yourself, maybe it's that you consider letting yourself join a sense of community of people that it doesn't necessarily always have to feel productive. It's literally, I can just sit here and spend quality time and just experience life with you. You can go farther in life because you're going to feel more nourishment and fulfillment in your heart by having that sense of community. And so you'll go further that way. But also maybe you're somebody that you have strong community dynamics, but you feel like you're complacent because you don't have this nudge of somebody who could help get you to the next level. Maybe consider investing in an outside source, a mentor, a coach, therapist, whatever, someone that can help you grow. So also you can go further. So just something to consider is, what areas of your life do you tend to just kind of focus on it feeling like it has to be me, myself, and I to do it all? And how could I maybe latch on to somebody or people to do it with so I can go further? So that's what I got for today. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. As I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, make time to just sit with it. Like, whatever I said today or on any other episode, like, take what you need and leave the rest. If there's something that ruffled your feathers, make time to sit with that and really ask yourself why that bothered you so much. If something resonated with you, sit with that and decide what it is that you want to do with that information moving forward. If there is something you agreed with, make time to truly sit and be like, why is it that I agree with her? Is it just because it sounds good? Or is it because I truly believe that to my core? Where in my life have I experienced that proof by believing in this way of thinking? And if I can't think of that, why is it that I actually agree with her, right? Whatever it may be, like, just make time, guys, for your own mind. It's how we get better. We are living in a world where we have access to information all the time, but we don't utilize that information. We don't take action on the information because it's just so nonchalantly at our fingertips within this, like, a split second. So deepen the knowledge that you have by applying it and experiencing the knowledge. Don't just settle for knowing it. Do something with it. So, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening to my all over the board tangents. Thank you for receiving my vulnerability. And I look forward to chatting with you guys soon. Share this with someone you think would find value in it. And if there's ever any topics you would like me to discuss, holla at your girl. Coach Jamie out.